needs such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. Divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
It's time for another shout-out to all the North Florida poker fans. This is Allie McDeal from the Best Bet Poker Rooms in Jacksonville and Orange Park. Best Bet Jacksonville is giving away 12 card player cruise packages the first 2 Saturdays in June. The daily high hand winners will receive a 7-night Western Caribbean trip aboard the Allure of the Seas, a $450 entry into the Card Player Poker Tour main event, and $500 in spending cash. For more detailed information, visit them on the web at bestbetjacks.com. Come play.
Get ready for summer with new beachwear from Hardball Creative. Towels, chairs, tents, or umbrellas. Let Hardball do it all. Online at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
The installation experts at Tire Outlet bring you this installment of ETN. ETN. TireOutlet.com. Wholesale prices, premium service. This is Excuse the Nuisance.
All right, it's that time. It's time to play ETN, and it's a special edition of ETN. It's the final one ever.
Oh, it's not.
It's not the final one
of
ever?
the month, yeah.
We're doing it till all through June?
It's like I feel like it's like an after-school special.
Okay.
Today, on a very special ETN.
On a very special ETN. I thought we were getting rid of it. Is that not the case?
We are. But
Okay.
Yeah,
We're doing it till through June?
I believe, or unless we could do something different until the new emerging format changes in July.
They're giving us through June. They're going to wage just bagging the whole show.
All right. Anyway, we this is our tribute to all of you teachers, all of you coaches, all of you administrators. Our wives work in school systems, so we thank all of you for another job well done this year. You guys get screwed salary-wise. We know that. And so in honor of that, we're bringing in Coach Zur, legendary man out at the beach, 39 years of doing it as he sails off into the sunset. Coached football, track, and basketball. Probably if you do 3 times 39, that's more than 100 teams. Won city championships in track, football, every one of them. 23 total. Tremendous guy, good dude, great coach. Kids all love him. And what's he taking home, Beef?
Coach Zur,
our going away present is what?
For his efforts today, now that he's going into summer break, it's perfect timing as he's getting himself a 4-pack to the putt and crawl.
All right.
Next week, June 9th.
All right.
Down at the beach from 1 to 7.
At the beach. Perfect.
Also going to pay it forward and make somebody else's day with a floral delivery from Kuhn Flowers.
Perfect. Coach, congratulations. Job well done. How does it feel to be heading off into the sunset?
It feels great. It feels awesome. It's, 39 years.
Yep.
I can honestly say I have not wanted to go to school any of those 39.
Wow. Well, we thank you for all that you've done. You are the judge. You have the con. Beef will ask the questions. Jeff and I will provide the opinions. Here we go.
Round 1.
Round 1, guys. I mean, I think I know where you're going on this, but last night, game 1, in OT ends up going the way of the Golden State Warriors. Lots of questionable calls, a tremendous performance from LeBron James, but was that the Cavs' best shot?
Yeah, I think it was. I'm very concerned now. I still think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Warriors in 5. I hope I'm wrong. Gosh, they had. As I was watching this game, and it was going back and forth, and Cleveland kept answering. My thought was, you got to steal this. And by the way, we're talking about winning the NBA championship here. We're not talking about making it a series. We're talking about winning. Well, for them to win, they got to win one in Golden State, and there it was on a platter for them, and the ref stole it from them.
Yeah, to me, that's counterintuitive. I think, if anything, the Cleveland will gain a little confidence out of yesterday, where they really can convince themselves in today's shoot-around that they won. If not for some sketchy officiating and one of the dumbest late-game mistakes ever. I wish J.R. Smith would have just capped it off and thrown the ball up in the air to the rafters like you do when you just win a game. I think that would have been the cherry on top. But I know if they played today, I'd be super worried about their mindset. But this is a team that's been through a lot, including a 3-1 deficit to Golden State a couple of years ago. I'm not all of a sudden predicting Cleveland to win the title, but I feel better about their chances after last night, not worse.
I guess my dad, who passed away many years ago, would say the NBA is fixed. It will go 7 games. So winner Jeff.
Round 2.
Coach Rod Zur with the ruling today. Coach Rod Zur as our guest Guggen judge.
Round 2, guys. One of the lingering questions following the game is, the boneheaded move by J.R. Smith at the end of regulation where got a rebound, game was tied. Instead of calling a timeout, he dribbled the ball up court, and the regulation time ended. J.R. Smith says he knew the game was tied. He thought somebody was going to call a timeout. You could read his lips as saying, I thought we were ahead, and he was dribbling out the clock. So I guess the question is, in the hierarchy of dumb things you've seen in the pantheon of sports, might that be the dumbest thing you've ever seen?
It's one of the dumbest, and here's why. It's so, irresponsible. Your guys at the free throw line. You have plenty of time to gather yourself, to look at the clock, to look at the scoreboard. I mean, Coach Zur knows as much as anyone. What do you teach kids when they're playing t-ball? Go over constantly in your mind where you're at in the game, whether you're playing shortstop or, in this case, rebounding in the free throw lane. So, can you imagine, too, by the way, just the jolt of fear and astonishment that J.R. Smith must have gotten when he realized way too late that, oh, my God, the game's tied. Like when LeBron is staring daggers through him, wondering, what in the world are you doing? So I think it is magnified because it's so inexcusable. This wasn't a heat of the moment, lose your head. J.R. Smith started losing his head 20 years ago when he took his first bong hit, and he's fried his brain with weed smoking to the point that maybe he can't make a good decision.
Yeah, Coach Zur has dealt with thousands of kids, not all of them scholarly people. Beef, if you could give me the J.R. Smith clip about the weed smoking.
It's green right now, but it's not as green as that green I'm about to hit tomorrow.
Yeah, it's all fun and games. Then, kids, this is a valuable learning lesson. It's a teachable moment, and that's what we like to do in Coach Zur's world. We want to teach the kids, and that's a perfect example. What he did last night is reason one why you don't smoke the weed.
Stay off the weed.
I think when he said he's going to hit the green, you sure he wasn't playing Augusta?
No.
Okay, I got to go with Dan on this.
Yeah.
Got to go with Dan.
Thank you.
Round 3.
He played to the emotions. Teachable moment.
Teachable moment. It was a teachable moment.
Speaking of a teachable moment, they teach you players all the time, don't go to Fifth City and don't leave the bench in a scuffle. That leaves the last lingering question about Game 2, Sunday, is whether Tristan Thompson will be available for the Cavs after that scuffle last night. What do you think will be the ultimate fallout of the interchange between him and Draymond Green at the end of the game?
Oh, that's easy. He absolutely will be available, and I'll tell you why. He'll be available because today the officials realize how badly they screwed the Cavs, and they're not going to screw them for Game 2. So they'll come up with some cockamamie ruling. I mean, it's pretty clear, in this situation what's supposed to happen, but trust me on this one. Tristan Thompson will be playing Game 2.
The bigger concern is with Kevin Love, who there's some question whether or not he left the bench area to come onto the court during that because they took him out for defensive reasons. So, but I do agree that they're just going to look the other way on this. But then there's part of me who almost feels like the referees enjoy letting you know that they're for Golden State. In fact, I think if they take their uniforms off, they've got Golden State Under Armour equipment on underneath. So maybe they'll just shoot us all the bird and gleefully tell us the Cavs will be without 2 players.
What this series really needs is a good brawl where people actually throw punches and come off the bench, and they can't suspend anybody. So I'm going to have to give this to Dan.
Round 4.
Wow. That's an unexpected turn from the coach.
You never know where the coach is headed.
I wonder if he was in favor of the substitute teacher who had the Fight Club in class.
We'll ask him that next week after he's retired.
Round 4, guys, shifting gears. Jags rolling through OTAs. Todd Wash, a lengthy session with the media yesterday, and he talked about the learning curve for the rookies on defense, Brian and Harrison. He says that the learning curve isn't very steep on the line and that Harrison has been better than expected. So based on what Wash says, is your expectation maybe a little elevated for those two as far as immediate impact?
Really? Hey, look, coach means well, and yeah, maybe they look better than expected from what you normally see out of guys in T. I mean, you got 2 of the more physical positions on the football field. defensive lineman and in the box safety. They're running around in shorts and T-shirts. Come on, man. They may be great players. You definitely can't tell now.
Well, the bigger deal is who's in front of them. That's why their impact is going to be what it is. I mean, Taven Bryan's he's going to be in the rotation. He's going to get snaps. Ronnie Harrison's got two guys who played at a high level last year in Gibson and Church. So, and in fact, if you listen to Doug Marrone, Gibson had a Pro Bowl type year. Church had turnovers, had tackles behind the line of scrimmage. He was a solidifying presence in the defensive secondary, and they're veterans. They're not going to hand this thing over to a rookie, but it's good to know that they like what they see so far because, as we also know in the NFL, there are injuries, and when you have injuries, you want to know that your backups are more than capable of stepping in.
I think the score is 2-1 Dan right now. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go winner, Jess.
Welcome to round 5, and prepare to die.
I went with the death round since Coach seems to be a fan of violence.
Yes.
Round 5. Lastly, go to the hardball, where last night, former Jacksonville Sun, Clayton Kershaw, was making his return from the DL. His back hurts, and now he's going to have an MRI.
Oh, boy.
We've talked about the reigning National League champs are in a little bit of trouble. They're 4 games back in the NL, and Dan, you've gone as far as to say that they're toast. I mean, They're 4 games back, so I don't know if they're toast yet, but just how close to be a toast are they?
Well, I don't think even if Kershaw, comes back again or is out or whatever, I don't think if Kershaw stays healthy, they can win it. I don't think they can win it because I think a lot of those guys careered it last year. I think Seager's done for the year, and I think losing him is a death blow. They play sub-500 ball when he's not in the lineup, and they're doing it again this year. The only reason why they even have a small smidgen of a chance is because the National League West is probably the worst division, or is the worst division in the National League this year. But I don't see the Dodgers coming out of this, and I see this continuing to add to their woes as Clayton Kershaw now 2-6 in games that the Dodgers are 2-6 in games that Kershaw has started so far this year.
I love you. I respect your baseball opinion. Honestly, I'm not just stroking here as much as anyone, but you got to let this Dodger thing go, bro.
We'll see.
You got to let the Dodger thing go. It's June 1st. They're the best team in that division, talent-wise, by a wide margin, and the division is terrible. So the Clayton Kershaw injury yesterday is a setback, but not as bad a setback as if it had been involved his shoulder, which would send him there before. It's his back, and just probably one of those deals of pitching and twisting and doing too much too soon. Perhaps you might want to try some stretching next time, Clayton, before you go out there. But there's one story in baseball: Braves beat the Nats back in first in the National League East.
Okay, as far as the question being a teacher and everything else and working for Duval County, I'd have to give it a D.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't fail anybody in Duval County.
Right.
But with the answers and everything else, I got to give it to Dan one more time.
Hey, what do you know? That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the man. Coach Zur, happy retirement. Beef, though, might be a little angry. I don't know. You all right, Beef? You got a D on that one.
Not happy.
You passed.
Barely.
I mean, that's what you did up there in Iowa. You passed.
Illinois,
wherever you're from. Dubuque. DeKalb. Somewhere up there. Let's celebrate. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, coaches.
Boo.
Thank you, administrators. Happy summertime. Fireball.